Hi Shri.
Hey Ayush, how are you?
Yeah, hi. I'm good. What about you?
Good, good, good. Not bad, not bad. Just give me a minute, huh? Okay, the group also joined. We'll start.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. We discussed about the fundamentals, very basic fundamentals of the data science life cycle, and then we also got some understanding of how a project will be delivered, and we need to understand about the machine learning now. So the ML part is very important because ML is one of the very important area for any scientist and ML engineer. So there are certain algorithms which we need to understand. So let me try to share my screen. Give me a minute.
So Shri, I think
Hmm.
regarding this database connectivity integration, I think you told.
Oh, is it?
So
Okay, we have not discussed
yeah,
about it. Is it?
no, we have not discussed. Yeah,
Oh, okay, then discuss about that. Not a problem.
yeah,
Just give me a
yeah.
minute. So coming to database connectivity, so we can discuss about the MySQL part and how to connect, and we also will see how can we connect through the Snowflake database as well. Okay,
Yeah,
let
sure.
us try to see that. So, Python database. Just give me a minute. Just a minute. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Let me able to see. And if I ask you what databases you are familiar with, everyone, and which databases you are basically utilized, and how strong in you are in database respectively, if I ask you, all of you.
Yeah, so RDMS, I mostly work with the RDMS, SQL Server, and Oracle,
Uh-huh.
uh, and MySQL as well.
So you know MySQL, correct, no?
Yeah, I know
Okay,
MySQL.
then that's good because I am going to show you with MySQL
Okay.
respectively, and also some part of the cloud database Snowflake. Okay,
Yeah, sure.
so let me share my screen. Just let me know able to see. So when you talk about database connectivity, right? See, there are so many ways to connect to database. So I can manage a database using different other languages as well. So I can connect to Java, connect to C, connect to C++ also. But why Python? Because Python, as I mentioned, which is a general purpose programming language, which comes with different libraries, correct? No? Earlier there was, before Python was popular, there was separate language for every purpose, correct? No? There are separate language like C++ for object-oriented programming, MATLAB for mathematical programming, Fortran for scientific programming, COBOL for business purpose. So every language which was there, people use it to like leverage that for their purpose. But whenever Python came into the market, right, it came with different libraries, and each library is giving a solution. Instead of going for a separate language, I can use one language and with different libraries. Simply install the library and then load it, import it, and then start integrating and manage it. So every purpose will become a library here. So you can go and use this integration by installing that respective database library. If I want to connect to MySQL, I use PyMySQL library. To connect to Oracle, I use CX underscore Oracle. For my SQL server, PyMSSQL. So every database, MongoDB, we have PyMongo. For Snowflake, Snowflake Python connector. So for every purpose, we have a separate library. The only thing we need to do is install that and start using it. So to achieve that, what we have to do, we need to go and install the respective library. There are so many libraries for MySQL itself. PyMySQL is one, and apart from that, we also have MySQL connector or SQLite 3. So there are so many ways to connect and fetch the data and then load into a data frame and manipulate it. Assume I got a requirement to connect to database and pull some data and then store into a data frame and manipulate it. Then I need to use the PyMySQL library here. The PyMySQL library will help us on how to manage the MySQL database using Python. What is needed to connect to this MySQL database? I need the host name, username, password, and which database you want to connect. All are important. Clear? And for Postgres also, what is the database for Postgres? PsycObj2. PsycObj2 data like library should be installed. And apart from that, what CRUD operations we can perform? We can perform all the CRUD operations. Insert, delete, update, select, everything we can do. So once you establish the connection, I can perform all the operations. And to read the CSV files, we use pandas pd.read underscore CSV. To read the data from a database table, I use read underscore SQL query. The function will change. Instead of file now, I go with a SQL query. Similar to that, even Snowflake also, when you want to connect, Snowflake is a cloud database. To connect, I need Snowflake connection details. The method may be a little bit different, but both will do the same. Snowflake Python connector or PyMySQL, both will be used to connect to the respective database. So how can I go and connect to MySQL? We'll see that. So to connect to MySQL, we need to go and load MySQL library first. Let us try to see that. So to plan this, what we'll do, we'll try to open MySQL software also. Let me try to open my MySQL environment. So MySQL Workbench is a software to connect to MySQL database. So I'm just trying to connect. So my local instance of MySQL is already present. So I'm just connecting to that. And which database to connect, we'll see now. Any database, I have so many databases available, and we'll try to connect to that. And let us try to connect one database which will have some tables. So it can be a database with the tables. There is a database called classic models. We'll connect to that. There are some tables in that. We'll try to see. There's a RS will go with the logistic DB database also. A logistic DB database will try to load. So let us try to see that. The logistics DB. In this, I have certain tables. Can you see that? Everyone? So I can use any of these tables, right? And each table contains certain number of rows, like 1,000 rows are there. So I want to maybe assume I want to load this particular table, and I want to pull this 1,000, whatever the rows available. I have so many rows in this. If I go and say count, and we'll see total 55,176 rows are there. And I want to extract these 55,176 rows into a pandas data frame. And I want to manipulate that also. So all the rows and columns I want to load. There are so many columns here. If you see all the city weather data. So how to go and connect? We'll go to this particular MySQL specific library I need to load. So I will try to connect to the MySQL database using the PyMySQL library. So let me try to show you how to connect. So there is a script available. We'll connect to and here we will try to connect. So what is needed? I need to connect. This is MySQL to Snowflake. This is not I need. I need notebooks. More notebooks. So this is what I want to connect. So where I want to go and extract the data also. If you observe here, the first step I am doing here is importing the library. See, this is the library I was talking about. PyMySQL is the library. So pip install, I need to go and keep an exclamatory, and when you run this, if it is already there, you will receive this message. If your environment does not contain, it will install. The first command to run is this one. Once you install PyMySQL, import it. Import PyMySQL. So it will first load. It loaded. And then I need to give this connection details. The default port for MySQL is 3306. My database name is LogisticDB. Correct now, everyone? That's what, right? Just now we saw. My database name is what? LogisticDB. Correct, no? And the credentials you need to add here. And my username, root, pass, and the endpoint is host name is this 127.0.01. It is my local host, and the password, and then which cursor class I want to connect. I'm just giving all this information. Once after you execute this, all these will be created, all these variables. By using these variables, we need to create a connection. To create a connection, I am using a Python function. This function, which is trying to connect MySQL with the connect function. PyMySQL is the library, this one. And I'm calling a connect function and passing all this information, this variables, port I'm using here, endpoint I'm using here, username, password, all coming from these variables. And if everything is goes correct, I should receive this message. Local connection successful. If you receive this means you are successfully connected. If you will not get any connection, you will receive local connection failed. Let me try to run this. This is simply only to create a function. We need to call the function. So the initial local connection got created now. Simply go and create a connection object. How to create a connection object? We need to go and run this, and it will return a connection object and the connection successful. Can you see that, everyone? A local connection is successful. Now I want to retrieve some data. How to retrieve? I want to retrieve all the logistics DB city weather data for which the date is this one. I want to extract only this data, not all the 55,000 rows. So as per the date column, this 2019 January 1st data I want to extract. So I'm running this query. I'm going to run this query. Query is my variable here, and which query to execute, I'm just defining that. And query is nothing but the one which we just stored. Now, how to get the data? I need to go and run this get record. This get records is going to provide me and pass the SQL query. I will pass this SQL query variable while calling, but I need to define the function. What I am trying to do here? I'm using this connection object, and then I am opening a cursor here. What is a cursor? In the database, a cursor is going to store a group of records, just like a memory. While selecting, we'll execute this SQL query and it will store that in the cursor. And then we'll fetch all the records with fetch all function. Once the cursor is ready, we'll fetch all the records, and whatever the data which you received, the output we are pushing into results variable, and the results variable we are converting into a pandas data frame here, if you see. And finally, you are returning whatever the created pandas data frame. And this function is going to execute this query and pull the data, and then it will try to convert the extracted data into a pandas data frame with name df, and it will return back. So let me try to define this function as well. So now I want to go and run this particular function by passing which query I want to go and execute. This query I'm passing here, and this is the function I'm calling. So the get records of, I'm passing this query, and this query will be executed where? Here, and it will return some records. Those records will be, I'm simply using a fetch all function and from this cursor and storing a results variable. This variable I'm converting into a data frame and finally returning that. So I should see a data frame got created with my condition of date equal to this one. Can you see that? The date column, everyone. The 2019 January 1st only, right? Which we added the filter. Yes or no?
Correct.
Even I can add humidity also. Humidity I want to see. Add one more condition. Humidity greater than 85. I want to add. I will add one more condition here. Where it is here. I'll say humidity greater than 85. Now what happens? My number of rows will be now restricted, right? With this condition also. So I'm redefining my query, and I'm running this query again. So now my data also I will change. Instead of January 1st, I'll mention February 1st. And let me run this. And let us see, does we have any data with this criteria? We have. See, we have the data 2019. The date has been changed. And if you observe here, my humidity has been changed to greater than 85. Correct, no? This condition is meeting here. Do you see that? Everyone.
Yes.
So if I go back and maybe say 20, I'll see more than some records. We have partially the partly cloudy and clear also. Assume that I want to only extract the clear records. Then what I do? I'll add the description column also here. Correct? No? Yes or no? Are you getting?
Yeah, we need to add one more.
We have to add one more condition. Maybe I want to add. Maybe I'll add this one. I want to see all the partly cloudy data. So I'm running this and I'm just reading that back and I'm pushing. See, I'm getting only partly cloudy data, February 1st records, and humidity greater than 85. Are you getting? And on top of this, I can apply few more conditions using our query function, right? Instead of, instead of adding the conditions here, instead of adding the conditions here, these conditions I can add here also, né? Yes or no? Here I can simply pull all the data. Correct or not? These conditions, these conditions I can simply add here also, right? In the data frame, everyone.
Yes.
Okay, instead of writing my conditions here, what I can do, I can simply pull all the data and I can run this particular query, which I'll get all the data. Out of this data, I can add. I can simply add my condition here, and what condition I want, I am simply adding here. Okay, observe. Can you see that? Now my condition is similar. Whatever the where condition I added in my database query function. See what is saying? Why it is throwing error? Who will tell? Why it is error? Why it is giving that error? Any idea?
We are not storing, we are
Huh?
not storing data.
No, I
We
didn't got.
not storing data count cursor.
Let us see. It is because of this. Date column and then I'll use like this. Let me try. Are you getting what I'm doing now? Same error, huh? Where is this going? Python keyword. Oh, okay. Date column is a keyword, na?
Yeah.
That is
That
the
is
reason it's not hauling. Okay. Let me try to remove that. Because date is a Python keyword, so it is not allowing me. It will work now. Whatever it is doing now. Which Python keyword? This say Python do not identify a new query. What is that? Humidity only, right? Humidity. Neo.query is correct only. What is going Python keyword and the description? Correct only. Not valid identifier in numerical expression Korea. What is that? Strange, huh? Okay, slowly. Still it's showing error. Ouch. What is that? Okay. Maybe I need to give equal to. Yeah. You are getting right? What is the error now?
quotation. This one.
Yeah. Double equal to you have to give, right? For condition. Correct or not? So humidity greater than 85. So humidity is, I think, let us see. Now it is coming. Can you see that? The data is with partly cloudy and then humidity. So now the condition is matching, right? Yes or no? This is we
Like,
already discussed, if you remember, in pandas. The same query function. We are just leveraging query function and we are filtering the data. And this is another method where you are using LOC function and extracting only the columns which I want, and I am querying only the records for which pressure greater than 1020. So all the data whatever I am getting here, this is out of 55,000 records, 24,145 records are having this criteria. This condition is matching. Like that, we can go and apply multiple other data filter conditions. I'm on top of this, I'm sorting the data by pressure, if you observe here, in the descending order. And we are removing the duplicates and selecting the top 10. We are selecting the top 10 like city IDs for which the pressure is high. Can you see that? This is giving me the top 10, right? Yes or no?
yes.
And similar to that, this one, we are aggregating the data by description. By pressure and description, the description by clear, cloudy, heavy snow, the climate type, we are just aggregating and we are trying to take the sum of that particular pressure. We are just first taking a group by of description. On top of that, we are applying a sum function. And we got the total sum by description. Clear? And shape is going to give me what? The total number of rows and columns.
Columns.
And we saw columns is going to give me only column names. D types is going to give me only column names and data types. Correct, no?
Yeah.
These are all we discussed. And I'm running the truck details and truck schedules data. So when I run this, it will go and pick up the same data. See, we are just trying to get two truck details as well as, and I am also getting the query 2 data also. So truck ID, I'm going to see match this one and this one. I can join right now because my truck ID is available here. First three are matching here. If I go and join, merge command is going to give me by truck ID. I'll get all the information for each truck ID. What is the route ID? I'm getting departure date, estimated arrival, delay, which are in separate table. I'm extracting them. Correct, no?
Yeah.
The schedule data and truck data we are joining here. And I also want to see the frequent app visit. So we can use a value counts which will go and provide this particular. Okay, this is a different data frame maybe. So we need to use the frequent app visit means, and the what is the frequent fuel type we can mention. We can use truck details. Out of the entire data, what we can do, we can simply add. On top of this, I can apply which column I want to go by fuel type. How to get the fuel types? Sorry, here. I want fuel type.
Precise.
not value counts. Correct, no? I want to see which particular fuel type most drivers are using. I can check, right? See, gas and
Yeah.
diesel. Can you see that? So more I can see with gas and diesel with one. So it is providing some information. So this is basically we are just trying to plot the data also. So whatever we are doing, we are connecting to the database and extracting the data, and we are trying to manipulate the data using Python functions. Correct? No? Yes or no? All of you.
Yes.
So this is basically how we can connect to MySQL and pull the data. Similar to that, assume I want to connect to the Snowflake environment. I have a Snowflake account. Let us try to connect and pull some data from or create some tables from Python into that environment. Let us try to do that. So to create a Snowflake account, you can simply use a free Snowflake trial and we can directly use it. Let me try to use. Not allowing me. Let me get my I'll use one Snowflake account. Let me use. So I just log in into this environment and I will connect to this environment from Python. Okay. So already there are some databases available here, and let us try to see how we can connect to this environment and create some particular database. So already there are some
By,
databases here in the left hand side if you observe here.
yeah, by default it will create, or we need to add those tables in the
We need to
account.
create, right? You know how to create Snowflake account, no? The Snowflake account you have to create, no? Naresh.
Yes, Snowflake account we have to create.
Yeah,
Yes,
once you
yes.
create a Snowflake account, once you get a Snowflake account, you need to use that credentials, the URL, username, password, all we need to use to connect, right? How we connected to PyMySQL? What we used? We used to connect by using the MySQL connection details, right? Initially, this one.
Yes.
Similar to that, MySQL also I need to use MySQL connection details, right? Yes or
Yeah.
no?
Actually, I need. Yeah. Actually, I am not aware of this. Actually, usually I go. Can I
Yes,
need
yes.
one session for how to this
That's
forms
what.
and
That there is a document to create Snowflake account. You need to create that. You just create a Snowflake account. You already created this. I hope you forgot about it. Just create a Snowflake account, free account, and keep this one handy. And it will allow you to create username and password, keep and store somewhere. And I'm using this particular account now. Let me show you. And this is my account identifier, right? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that, but I need to open.
Yeah, just try that now. It's very easy. It won't take much time also. I'm just using account here, and then I'm using the username and then password and the database. I want to use a warehouse. I can use any warehouse. If I use the same warehouse, I'll use maybe compute. And then here database, I'll use banking because mm, because banking is my database available here. You observe here, there is a banking database. Can you see that? So I just want to connect to this banking, maybe public schema. So let me go with the schema also. And say public. So when I run this command, before that I need to run this particular command to install Snowflake Python connector. And when I run this, if it is already there, it will try to say the requirement already satisfied. So let us see how we can execute, and you should see a message like requirement already satisfied. Maybe in your case it may not be because you may be installing for the first time. It will say it will install and it will say successfully installed. In my case, since it is already installed, I am getting this message. And once you finish this, go and import snowflake.connector library. And I'm just running this, and which will load, and it loaded. And after this, I'm using this snowflake connector and just running this, and it will create a snowflake connection object. If everything is good, it will create an object and come out. See, it came out, which means that no issues. And if I run this, it should display a connect snowflake.connector.connection object like this. If you see this, means you are successfully connected. But how can I validate? I can create a database here, correct? No? If I create a database from Python, if I'm able to see that in Snowflake, in my Snowflake environment, which means that I connected to Snowflake from Python, right? All of you? Yes or no?
Yes.
If I run this command, this SF Python DB should be created in Snowflake now. As of now, if you see, there is no any database with name SF Python DB here, correct? No? Can you see the database with that name? SF Python DB? Everyone? Can you see any database with name SF Python DB here? My question. No. Since I already executed the command, it may have created already SF Python DB. Can you see that? Which is I created from Python. Correct? No? I execute this command, and this command created with the name SF Python DB in the Python environment. And I need to point to that. I'm just pointing by using use database SF Python DB with the same my connection name dot cursor dot execute function. Now I will create a schema also. And as of now, there is no any schema with name Python dev here. Correct? No? Here only two schemas are there. I will run this command. I'll create a new schema. When I run this command,
Cursor is method here, Shri. Cursor
execute.
this SF
Cursor is a like module, and execute is also a function.
Okay, cursor is a module here. Okay.
By using execute function, we will run the Snowflake command from Python. So when I'm running this, it should create me a schema now, and should point to the schema also by using use schema name. If I go back here, I should see, if I refresh, there is no any schema with that name. Now it will come here. Can you see that?
Yes.
It came. There are no tables. Let us try to create one table also. So what table will create? I will try to create. I need a warehouse to use here. I will create a warehouse with name SF Python warehouse. To run any SQL query in Snowflake, we need a warehouse. I am creating a warehouse also for my requirement. And then I am resuming that. And then I am trying to, sorry, warehouse I was saying. So it is already started. Oh, it is already started. That's why this error. Okay. Now I will try to create a table. I'm creating a table with name EMP basic. EMP basic with some set of columns here. Can you see that? So this is going to create me a table in my Python dev schema. In Python dev schema, If you observe, there are no any tables, correct? No, no objects found here, correct? No.
Yes.
So now I go and run the command, and it should create a table with name emp basic after this particular command. So when I go back and see, there should be an empty table with name emp basic. Can you see that? The table is empty because first brand new table, so 0 rows. Correct, no? But in Snowflake, we have some commands to load the data. I am going to run those commands also, and each command I'm trying to run this is a Snowflake command. This is also a Snowflake command where you are loading the data into a table called emp basic, which I created, and this is basically where my files are located. All these CSV files in my C colon temp employee folder, I'm loading into the table called emp basic. So first I need to copy the files into the file location, and then from there I'll fire the copy into command. Let me try to run that. And as of now, my files are copied, and from this particular location, I'm going to load into the table. To load that, I need to use a file format. So I'm creating a file format also in Snowflake. So to load any data into Snowflake table, I need a file format, and the type of file I will clearly should mention. So I create a file format with name CSV file, and my table is ready, and I'm using copy into table name from my internal stage name and file format equal to CSV file. So when I run this command, it will load the data which is available in this path. There are 5 files available in this path in my C temp employee. If you go here in the C colon temp employees, C temp employee, you see 5 files are there. These 5 files I'm loading. So I'm capturing all these 5 files using a wildcard here. Can you see that? And loading into this table now. So let me try to run this. As of now, if I go back and see, if I go back and run select star from emp basic, you will see nothing because a brand new table. So it is already there. Let me recreate. Maybe. So let me try to point to SF Python DB, Python dev schema. So when I run this, it should be empty now. It is empty now. I'm going to load data now. So this command I'm going to run will load the data now. So it executed means it might have loaded the data. You see here, the data has been loaded. Can you see that? All the 5 files, in total 24 rows. This is the way how to connect to either MySQL or Snowflake by using Python and manage the entire environment from Python. But you can ask me, how can I confirm that all these, whatever I'm running, got executed from Python? So if you go here, there is a query profile in monitoring. Here it will clearly show me the most recent commands which I executed are running from. Go to client driver, it will clearly show me. It will clearly show me that these are all executed using Python connector. Can you see that? These commands?
Yeah.
See, all commands, whatever we executed, this create database, SF Python DB, and then use database Python DB, and then Python dev schema creation, warehouse creation, and then put command, file format creation, and then copy into command, all we executed through Python connector only. Correct, no? Yes or no? So
Yes.
now what is the conclusion? We can say we successfully managed Snowflake by using Python. Correct, no? Everyone? Yes or no?
Yes.
So you can manage any database. I can even manage MongoDB also. PyMongo library is required. If you have a PyMongo library, I can manage the entire MongoDB database. Clear?
Yeah.
But you need to practice. Correct or not?
Yeah, correct.
If you practice, you will get more clarity. Will you do that?
Yeah.
And I'll share this entire script and which you need to use your own MySQL environment credentials here. Correct now? And if you have a MySQL, use that local connection. The only thing you need to change is your username password. The localhost also will be same. Make sense? Will
Yeah.
you do that? All of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And please work on that and come back with any of your questions tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm going to discuss about the ML part. Okay?
Yeah. One
Hmm.
attribute you have passed. Can you go to the script, Ashri?
Here, okay.
So you pass as a parallel 6 because due to this files at a time we are retrieving. That's the reason you have given the attribute as a parallel 6 where we are getting the information from the CSV file when we
Here
are
you're
loading the
asking.
things.
This one.
Yeah.
This one.
CSV. Yeah.
This is a Snowflake command.
Oh, it is command is there. Okay.
The Snowflake command I'm running from Python.
Okay.
You can also run, but you need to keep your files there. You understood, right? In your location.
Ah, yeah. Yeah.
If you have a Snowflake account, you can also do whatever I did. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay then. Please work on that and come back any of you with questions tomorrow. Okay then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hello?
Mm.
Iruna, can you please stop recording?